What you're about to hear is going to shake the WWE Universe to its absolute core. I need you to stop everything you're doing right now because the wrestling world as we know it might never be the same again. Triple H, the game, the Cerebral Assassin, the man who saved WWE from the Vince McMahon era, the architect of NXT, the mastermind behind WWE's creative renaissance, is reportedly done, fired, removed from power. And the man who allegedly pulled the trigger, none other than the great one himself, The Rock. But here's where it gets absolutely insane. This all happened because of what went down with John Cena and Gunther. The fans have spoken, and apparently someone had to pay the price. If you think you know what's going on in WWE right now, think again, because what I'm about to reveal is going to make you question everything you thought you knew about the direction of this company. Hello viewers, if you're new here, please don't forget to like and hit the subscribe button for daily updates on WWE Raw. The match that started it all. Let me take you back to where this absolute nightmare began. John Cena, 16-time world champion, the face that ran the place for 2 decades, the man who told us we can't see him, the legend who came back for one more run at glory, chasing that record-breaking 17th world championship reign that would put him ahead of Ric Flair once and for all. The dream was real, people. Cena was on his farewell tour, and every single fan, whether you loved him or hated him, knew that this was his moment. This was supposed to be the storybook ending, the cherry on top of the greatest career in modern wrestling history. And standing in his way, the ring general himself, Gunther. Now, don't get me wrong, Gunther is an absolute beast. The man had the longest Intercontinental Championship reign in decades. He's dominated everyone put in front of him. He's legitimate. He's brutal. He represents everything that wrestling should be in terms of physicality and in-ring psychology. But this was supposed to be Cena's moment. The match happens. It's brutal. It's physical. It's everything we expected and more. These two warriors are leaving everything in that ring. Cena's hitting his moves, the attitude adjustment, the STF. The fans are on their feet. Gunther wins. John Cena, in what could very well be his last chance at championship glory, loses to Gunther. The arena goes silent. You could hear a pin drop, fans sitting there with their mouths wide open, children crying, grown men with their heads in their hands. This wasn't just a loss. This was the end of a dream. The fan backlash explodes. And then, all hell broke loose. Within minutes, and I mean minutes, social media exploded like a nuclear bomb went off. Twitter, now X, was on fire. Hashtags started trending worldwide. Hashtag waste of Cena. Hashtag fire Triple H. Hashtag WWE is over. Hashtag disrespectful booking. Fans were furious, and I'm not talking about a few people complaining here and there. I'm talking about millions of fans from every corner of the globe absolutely losing their minds. Reddit threads with thousands of comments, YouTube videos with millions of views within hours. TikTok was flooded with reaction videos of fans literally throwing their John Cena merchandise. People were crying. People were screaming at their screens. One viral video showed a father and son at the arena, and when Cena lost, this little kid just broke down in tears, and his dad, this grown man, you could see the disappointment on his face too. That video got 15 million views in 24 hours. Fan forums crashed. Wrestling news websites couldn't handle the traffic. This wasn't just wrestling fans being upset about booking. This was a movement. This was a revolution. Fans started organizing. Petitions were created demanding answers. One petition called Give John Cena His 17th Reign got over 2 million signatures in just 3 days. The WWE Universe wasn't just disappointed. They felt betrayed. Comment sections were flooded with fans saying things like, Triple H doesn't understand what the fans want. This is worse than anything Vince ever did. John Cena deserved better than this. We don't want work rate. We want moments. Gunther can't carry the company like Cena could. And here's where it gets really interesting, folks. The criticism wasn't just coming from casual fans. Legends of the industry started speaking out. Former WWE superstars started tweeting cryptic messages. Wrestling journalists who have inside sources started writing pieces questioning Triple H's creative direction. Even some current roster members were reportedly unhappy backstage, though obviously they couldn't say anything publicly. The pressure was mounting. Every single day it got worse. The negative press was relentless. Mainstream sports media picked up the story. ESPN covered it. Sports Illustrated wrote articles. This wasn't just wrestling news anymore. This was global entertainment news. WWE's stock price started fluctuating. Advertisers were reportedly concerned. This was becoming a legitimate crisis for the company. The Rock's power play. Now here's where things get really interesting, and this is where The Rock enters the picture in a way that nobody saw coming. We all know The Rock's relationship with WWE. He's not just a former superstar, he's family. He's Hollywood's biggest action star. He's a TKO board member with actual power in the company's decision-making process. And according to multiple sources, and I've been digging deep into this, The Rock was not happy with the fan response. See, here's the thing you need to understand. The Rock isn't just thinking about what happens in the ring. He's thinking about business. He's thinking about the WWE brand on a global scale. He's thinking about mainstream appeal, cultural relevance, and most importantly, money. When you have millions of fans in an absolute uproar, when you have negative press coverage from mainstream outlets, when you have a legendary superstar like John Cena being disrespected in the eyes of the casual audience, that's a problem. And The Rock, being the smart businessman that he is, apparently saw the writing on the wall. Sources close to the situation, and these are reliable sources, people I've worked with for years in this industry, are reporting that The Rock called an emergency meeting with top TKO executives. The meeting was reportedly intense. We're talking about the future direction of the entire company, and the main topic of discussion, Triple H's creative control and whether his vision aligns with what's best for business. Now remember something crucial here. Triple H took over creative in 2022, and initially fans loved it. NXT call-ups were being treated with respect. Long-term storytelling was back. The product felt fresh. We all celebrated the end of the Vince McMahon era. But somewhere along the line, things changed. Triple H started pushing his vision, his guys, his style of wrestling. And while the hardcore fans appreciated the in-ring quality and the work rate, the casual audience, the audience that drives ratings and revenue, started feeling disconnected. The John Cena situation was apparently the final straw. The Rock argued that WWE was losing sight of what made it special, that wrestling isn't just about 5-star matches and technical prowess. It's about moments. It's about stars. It's about giving fans what they want to see. And when John Cena, arguably the biggest star WWE created in the 21st century, gets denied his moment in what could be his final run, that's not just bad booking, that's bad business. The Rock allegedly told executives that if WWE wants to continue growing globally, if they want to remain relevant in mainstream culture, if they want to compete with other entertainment options, they need to prioritize star power and fan satisfaction over work rate and insider approval. The alleged firing. And then the bombshell dropped. According to reports that are rocking the wrestling world right now, Triple H has been removed from his position as head of creative. Now, let me be crystal clear about something. We need to be careful with terminology here. Different sources are using different words. Some are saying fired, some are saying relieved of duties, some are saying stepped down, but the end result is the same. Triple H is reportedly no longer in charge of WWE's creative direction. Can you imagine the shockwaves this is sending through the industry? The man who built NXT from the ground up, the man who discovered and developed talents like Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and countless others, the man who fans thought would lead WWE into a new golden age, gone. And The Rock allegedly played a key role in making this happen. Now, sources are being very careful about the exact details because obviously this is extremely sensitive information involving one of the most powerful families in wrestling history. But the picture being painted is this: The Rock, using his influence as a TKO board member and his legendary status in the company, reportedly pushed hard for a creative overhaul. He allegedly argued that Triple H's vision, while respected by hardcore fans, was not translating to the kind of mainstream success and fan satisfaction that WWE needs to justify its massive valuation after the TKO merger. The John Cena situation became the perfect example of this disconnect. Here you have a bona fide legend, a mainstream superstar who transcends wrestling, coming back for potentially his last run, and the creative decision is to have him lose to someone that casual fans barely know? From a business perspective, The Rock allegedly argued, it made no sense. WWE should have been milking every second of John Cena's farewell tour. They should have been creating moments that would trend worldwide. They should have been giving fans the storybook ending that would make people emotional and invested. Instead, they went with what they thought was best for business from a long-term booking perspective, putting over the younger talent. But at what cost? The cost, apparently, was Triple H's job. Executives at TKO reportedly sided with The Rock's assessment. When you have millions in fan backlash, negative press coverage, and questions about the creative direction, changes have to be made. And in the corporate world, when things aren't working, the person at the top of the creative department is the one who takes the fall. The wrestling world reacts. The wrestling world's reaction to this news has been absolutely divided, and this is where things get fascinating. On one side, you have fans who are celebrating. They're saying, finally, someone who understands that WWE needs to give fans what they want. They're excited about potential creative changes. They're hopeful that WWE will return to an era of larger-than-life characters in mainstream moments. These fans are arguing that Triple H's NXT style, while great for a smaller hardcore audience, doesn't work for the main roster. They're saying WWE needs stars, not just good wrestlers. They want entertainment, not just technical matches. But on the other side, you have fans who are devastated. These fans are saying that Triple H was the best thing to happen to WWE in years. They're pointing to improved match quality, better treatment of talent, more coherent storytelling, and an overall more respectful product.
They're arguing that catering to casual fans and creating moments over substance is exactly what made WWE stale during the later Vince McMahon eras. They're worried that The Rock's influence will lead WWE back to the old way of doing things, all flash, no substance. Wrestling journalists are scrambling to get information. Every major wrestling news outlet has this as their top story. Everyone's calling their sources, trying to get confirmation, trying to get details. Some insiders are saying this report is exaggerated, that Triple H still has a role in the company, that this isn't as dramatic as it sounds. Others are saying it's worse than reported, that there's been tension behind the scenes for months, that this was inevitable. Former wrestling superstars are being very careful about what they say publicly. Most are remaining silent, which honestly speaks volumes. When something this big happens and people who are usually vocal go quiet, you know it's serious. A few have posted cryptic messages thanking Triple H for opportunities, which many fans are interpreting as confirmation that something major has happened. The uncertainty is killing everyone. The lack of official confirmation from WWE is driving fans insane. What this means for WWE's future. So let's talk about what this potentially means for the future of WWE.